Studio MAPPA stands out as one of the biggest names in anime over the past decade, but it's also wrapped in a web of controversy. From the day it set up shop, Studio MAPPA has been churning out hit after hit, with blockbuster hits like Jujutsu Kaisen, Vinland Saga, Hell's Paradise, Chainsaw Man, and Attack on Titan Season 4 under its belt. With high-quality animation and overall direction, their anime always have incredible production values and are always the talk of each anime season. But unfortunately, not always for the right reasons. Despite earning a rep as a killer anime studio, Studio MAPPA's journey to fame is also marked with controversy. While the anime that Studio MAPPA produces is always consistently high quality, the controversy stems from what happened behind the scenes, as Studio MAPPA has continually been outed for creating a toxic work environment for animators in recent years. This unfortunately isn't a unique problem to Studio MAPPA and is very emblematic of the issues that plague modern anime production in general, but Studio MAPPA's issues have gotten the most public attention. And that's tough to think about for a studio responsible for so many big hits. The first thing that needs to be addressed is how exactly Studio MAPPA creates a toxic work environment for its animators. According to freelance animators, Studio MAPPA continually overworks their staff, with animators having to work overnight to fix drawings until early morning hours and not properly training animators before assigning them work. Adding to that are accusations that Studio MAPPA doesn't pay its animators a fair wage. Moreover, animators allege that Studio MAPPA was allowing Netflix to pay only the bare minimum amount of money per cut when Studio MAPPA was working on Yasuke. With all that taken into account, it's clear that Studio MAPPA's toxic work environment stems from a combination of overworking their animators and paying them far too little for the quality of the work that they're expected to deliver. In 2021, responding to mounting criticism, Studio MAPPA announced its Studio Annex plan. This new setup promised a better vibe with cool features like cozy wooden desks and a chill lounge, plus a shop and cafe open to everyone. The timing of this news made some people think that it was just to smooth over the bad press, but it was a step in the right direction for Studio MAPPA. However, when Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 hit the screens, it was clear that the old problems were still there. Mid-season, word got out that Studio MAPPA making animators sign non-disclosure agreements about Jujutsu Kaisen's production, and many animators involved with Season 2 confirmed that Studio MAPPA was still forcing an unreasonable amount of work on them for an unreasonably small amount of pay. This was glaringly obvious to anyone who looked at the credits for each episode. Later episodes in Season 2 would often feature dozens of key animators, which was a sign of serious production issues. Everything came to a head with episode 14 of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. This episode noticeably lagged behind the rest of the season in quality, missing the usual stunning choreography and even resorted to still shots. The episode was criticized so heavily that the director felt it necessary to apologize for doing a bad job. Given Studio MAPPA's history, it's clear that the toxic work culture is to blame, and the aftermath only confirmed this. The situation reached a boiling point after episode 14. Several animators from Jujutsu Kaisen vented on social media, begging for a production delay, but were turned down. The show's quality dipped noticeably, and there were rumors that episode 17 was barely 30% complete when it aired. Studio MAPPA's problematic work environment seems unsustainable, and it's hard to see how this can go on. Sadly, the issues plaguing Studio MAPPA are unfortunately common in the anime industry. One Piece and Sword Art Online animators have spoken up about the grueling work conditions in the industry, where many depend on barely paid freelancers. This means even if a show's a hit, the people behind it might see little to no profit. If there's any anime that best exemplifies the problems with modern anime production, however, it would be ZOM 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Ironically, a satire on Japan's brutal work culture, is a perfect example of the industry's woes. In addition to not even completing the animation for its opening until episode 9, episodes were constantly being delayed to the point that ZOM 100 couldn't finish airing in the summer 2023 season and will have to marathon its final 3 episodes on Christmas. Much of that stems from this being the first full production by Bug Films, so it's a case of a studio expecting too much from an inexperienced staff, something that Studio MAPPA, unfortunately, isn't the only studio to be guilty of doing. In recent times, the extreme amount of toxicity that goes into the creative industry, including anime, has been under the spotlight. While some studios treat their staff fairly, Studio MAPPA isn't one of them. The studio is notorious for its brutal schedules and unfair pay, and this is starting to show in the quality of its anime. Studio MAPPA's story is a stark reminder of the deep-rooted issues in the anime industry. The toxic work culture, categorized by brutal schedules and poor pay, threatens the sustainability of the industry, demanding urgent reform. This begs the question, will the anime industry heed the call for change? That's all for today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, like and comment our videos, and as always, stay burnt, Brownies.